To replace a broken hinge spring, first thing we need to do again is separate our lid from our crossarm. And to do that, I pull the hinge pin, push down on the lid, the crossarm, lift up on the latch, and then I want to just take my lid and set it off to the side. On this fryer, we have no oil in the fry pot and the fryer is cold. Just want to make sure if you're doing this with hot oil, make sure you put a bun pan over the top of the shortening there, just so we don't drop something down in the oil and it splashes back up on us. In this case, I'm going to simulate doing the hinge spring or changing the hinge spring, because in this case, normally they'd be broken, and in this case it's a good hinge spring. So I'm just going to remove the good one, and then we'll simulate putting it back on. Take off the hinge cover. It just pops off of there if it's still on. And then I'm going to decompress this spring to get it out of my way. And now my hinge is loose. On the side of your hinge pin, you have a C-clip that needs to be removed. I'm going to remove the one that's on the right-hand side with the needle nose pliers. Just pop that off, set it to the side. Then we need to take a center punch and a hammer, and we're going to tap our hinge pin out. Put the center punch on the center of the hinge pin and gently tap the hinge pin out. And again, don't pull it all the way out, just enough so the spring can be removed. And this would be a broken spring. Then I'm going to decompress this spring. Normally it would be broken and I wouldn't need the tool. But I'm going to take this one out of here so I can show how to compress your new spring. A lot of tension on this one. All right. So with your new spring, take your spring loading tool. And an important thing to point out is the spring loading tool is a must for this job. If you don't have the spring loading tool, someone will get injured. You take your spring, it's got a straight side and a curved side up here. The straight side goes underneath this bar and seats into the spring loading tool, and it won't slide back and forth there. You take the hook, place it over the curved portion of the spring, and then you tighten this as far as you can tighten. So you can't twist this any farther. That about does it. So then we'll put it back under the crossarm, and you just hold the spring loading tool just like this. And we're going to tap our hinge pin. Sometimes you can get it started, push it back through the spring. And use our hammer to tap it back through. And I'm going to move this just a little bit. Line it up. Sometimes that doesn't like to find home real well. Down just a hair. There it is. Then we're going to take our C-clip and snap that over our hinge pin. Just going to drive it down with the tip of the needle nose. Then take the tension off of our spring. And put your spring cover back on. Thank you. Like that. And then we can put our lid line our lid up, pull the release pin, and we're done.